So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about one of the biggest mortgage lenders that is quickly becoming one of the biggest landlords too. Stay tuned and all will be revealed. Craig Parker here, Parker's Property Sourcing, just coming at you with another video today. And today's video, we're going to be talking about Lloyds Bank themselves going from mortgages to landlord. Let's dive into something big happening in the UK property market. Yeah, Lloyds Bank is currently one of the biggest mortgage lenders, and their aim is to become one of the biggest landlords too. They're doing it through their branch called Citra Living. They've already built a portfolio of thousands of homes and plan to buy tens of thousands more by 2030, 5 years. So let's look at what that means for the rest of us as investors in this video. So Citra Living, what exactly is Citra Living? It's a division of Lloyds Banking Group that focuses purely on managing and owning rental homes. So right now, they've got around 7,500 homes, and the value of that is roughly £2 billion. Just let that sink in. And their goal is to hit 50,000 homes by 2030. They do that, if they reach that goal, that would make them one of the UK's largest landlords, bigger than most private investor property groups, and it's part of a trend where institutions are moving into their rental space, basically. This is massive. It's inspiring as well, to know that, one of the biggest companies, just a big name, Lloyds, they're focusing on invested in property. If you're new to this channel, or if you've been there from day one, you know that this is what we talk about, investing in property. Massive to be owning 50,000 homes by 2030 as their goal is massive. It's crazy. So why are they buying? Because the easy answer is because property builds wealth. That's why they're buying. But they see an opportunity where others see challenge. With rising rental demand, limited housing supply, and stable rental returns, property gives the bank predictable income. So it's a way for them to start to diversify, basically, away from just lending money and actually starting to own assets that perform over decades, centuries, to be fair. They're targeting the build-to-rent sector, basically. So this means it's going to be new, high-quality homes that attract stable tenants. So lots of building, new builds they're planning to be owning. So this is massive. But how massive is it? How big is this? They already control 7,500 homes. And if they hit their 50,000 home target or their goal by 2030, it's an estimated £10 billion portfolio that they'll have. And that kind of scale can shift the balance of the UK rental market for good. They're not just buying houses, they're changing the structure of who owns the homes in the UK. This is big enough to compete with major developers and even government housing bodies, when you think about it. 50,000 homes is massive. The plus side to this, I would say, big institutional ownership brings professionalism across the whole sector, so including us too. We'll likely see better property standards and more consistent management, to be fair, because they're going to have to comply just like us. It could also help increase the rental supply, which is good news for tenants. And when large players compete, it can push everyone to raise their game, which is good. It's all about, being motivated and being pushed to raise your game. That's what we're in it for. That's what we're all trying to strive to be better. So it also means better quality homes, potentially more long-term stability across the market. The bad side, when banks start buying at this scale, smaller investors can get squeezed out because obviously the competition increases, prices will rise, and prices will definitely rise, and some areas could become harder to access, basically. Plus, when a few massive players own most of the stock, it reduces diversity and could even invite government regulations to control the whole market or most of the market. So for the smaller investors, the key here would be stay sharp and stay flexible and stay educated and stay up to date in everything that's going on. You have to look at what's going on around you in any field or any sector that you're in. I'm paying close attention. My interests are in property because I'm a property owner of several units now. So I need to pay attention to what's actually happening in the market. This is massive. So I say that to say this, there's still plenty of room for independent investors. Big corporations like Lloyds won't bother with the smaller hands-on deals. They're not going to be chasing refurb projects, direct-to-vendor opportunities, or regional off-market homes. They're not going to be chasing that. That's where we are. That's our lane. We've got local knowledge still. We've got personal relationships. We've got good power teams around us, and the speed is still on our side because they're building from scratch. So what we got to do is focus on what they can't and won't do, basically, and that's where the real return on investment will always live. So what it means for you as an investor or somebody that's looking into starting to invest, it means that the property game is constantly evolving. It's always evolving. The big players are changing the landscape, but they're not ending it. You just have to adapt, basically. That's all it is. Evolve or be extinct, they say. So we got to continue going after the high return on investment regional opportunities, as I spoke about in previous videos. We've got to partner with good letting agents, property managers, also be partnering up with, good mortgage brokers. It's power team, as always. Building a great power team that understand what's going on here. Because this is a cycle, and the smart investors always find a way to win, like yourself. So no matter who's in the game, we're still focused and finding a way to win. So just to wrap up this massive news that's going on right now, Lloyds Bank isn't buying homes to flip them. They're buying for long-term rental income. Their £50,000 home goal is massive, but it also signals confidence in the property market. So if you take anything from this video, and if you've got to the end of this video, what it signals to me and what it should signal to you is confidence in the property market. One of the big boys are planning to own 50,000 homes by 2030. That means that they know something, that we might not. But if you're watching my channel and if you're subscribed to my channel, we definitely know what they know. That, property investment is the way to be. It's not the only investment you need to make, but it's definitely one of the top leading investments you need to be making for sure. And for us, it's just a reminder to stay focused, consistent, and flexible. The opportunities are still there. The opportunities may have moved a little bit, but they're still there. So we have to make sure that we act early. We're buying, we're investing strategically, and we're looking at these off-market gems. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I have lots of videos now that are dropping so many gems, areas to buy in, areas to look at, strategies to, adapt, ways to look at properties. I keep you up to date with what's going on in the market, But stay tuned, stay focused, and, keep yourself educated. Really hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Craig Parker. Till next time.